Hello, this is international football commentator Derek Ray. And make no mistake, this is your source for all things black and gold. Football just wouldn't be football without Berwick Rangers. Stand by for this edition of the Let It BRFC podcast.
Welcome to the Let It BRFC podcast. I'm Adam Hunter. I'm joined once again by Kevin Haynes. Hiya, Haynesy, how are you?
Good, Adam. Aye. What about you?
Yeah, good. Had a week off last week.
Back for the podcast?
Aye.
Did I use it wisely? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Can't think of anything particular that I got up to.
Fantastic.
Training.
I've been doing a bit of running, Daniel.
Good. You're looking actually fitter than when I played with you. There you go.
We're joined today by a league winner with Berwick Rangers, a Scottish Cup winner with Dundee United, and a Football League trophy winner with Peterborough United, Danny Swanson. Hi, Danny. How are you?
How are you? Thanks for having me on, guys. Cheers.
Well, we appreciate you joining that. You might be our highest profile guest in terms of Scottish footballer, I think. Would you agree? Oh.
Well, I was going to say after me, but you said it first.
To be fair, I've not been known as a league winner at Berwick, to be fair. Nobody really remembers that I was actually part of the team because I never actually played, but it sounded alright. I'm still counting it.
It's probably something to do with that you've had like international caps.
Well, didn't quite get you there.
You've won the Scottish Cup and you've been doing south, so...
Hey, they all count, mate. They all count.
One thing that I learned about you, Danny, when you were young, you had a heart condition, and you had a heart bypass at the age of 13. The doctors mentioned that you might not be able to play competitive sport. So being football mad at the time, was that difficult for you?
Well, I actually had my first heart operation was when I was 3. I wasn't thinking much of it, obviously, but then so it was like I had a hole in my heart when I was born. So doctors fixed it and that they kind of put a patch on it. That's basically what they do. And I used to go for routine checkups and stuff. And then when the doctors went, Dr. Burns was her name, she used to look after me. She used to go and see her. And then she kind of just, it was when my mum and dad were in first, and then I was sitting outside, and my dad came out, and I could see he was quite upset and stuff. So I was thinking, what's going on here? And then went back in, and they said, oh, you'll need another operation and stuff. And I was like, I feel brand new, like, why? And it was just like, basically, if you walk to the other end of the room, you'll have to sit down in that if you didn't get this done. And I was like, right, okay. So I knew it. It didn't bother me. I was kind of just like, okay, let's get it done. Like, it was more my dad that took it harder. And then when they told me about the football stuff, they said, if you didn't get this done, you'll never be able to play football again. And because it was so long ago, I don't know if it was different now, but back then it was kind of 50-50 chance he'd basically survive. I didn't think at the time, but more as I get older, you realise how lucky I was to even just come out of it. And to play football was obviously a massive bonus as well.
I don't know at the age of 13 whether you were able to process something like that sort of happening or what, but to go on and have the career that you've had in spite of that, it's incredible, right?
Yeah, it's been enjoyable, but it's never ever bothered me. Like, I'll still go for checkups and that. It probably does affect my fitness a little bit. It's with the operation they've done, they damaged one of my arteries, so one of them doesn't really work now. So that's kind of, I go down and get my fitness done in London, and the guy says this is just something you'll have to deal with. And I've done it. I started going to London when I went to Peterborough, and the guy he done Muamba's operation and stuff. And he was it's just something you'll get to a point where your heart rate will get so high, and you'll just hit a brick wall, and you'll just not be able to go anymore. And I felt that in games and stuff. And but it's just kind of it's nothing that's really got in my way other than that, really.
Is it going to affect you in later life, Danny?
Well, I'm going to have to get a pacemaker at some point. They said 40-year-old because my heart rate, like my sitting heart rate is like it's like 30. It should be around 60. So basically, if I'm sitting on the sofa, it would be like 20-30. And usually it tells you that actually you're really fit, but it's not. It's just because my heart rate's just so different. So they said when I'm about 40, I'm going to have to get a pacemaker just to just to keep it
Regulate it.
Going. Aye. So never really had any more talks about it. It was just that was when I was in London, so I've never really had anything since. So touch wood, everything's all right now. Like.
And you played for Hutchie Vale. Hutchie Vale seem to be synonymous with youth football in Scotland. What is it that you think makes them so successful?
My dad always used to say to me about discipline and stuff, and I think Hutchie were massively on basically first enjoying your football, being a nice person. Basically, they worked a lot on discipline and respect and stuff. I think that's a massive thing. And I think the last few years they're kind of getting back to where they were, but back in the day they were the top team. Like they had players, loads of players that went on to having good careers, and they got involved with Coventry, they got involved with Hibs and stuff, and they were just the main team. And they're kind of getting back to that a wee bit now, I think. But back in the day they were definitely, I think they were the top team. Like
I remember with Hutchie Vale as a boys' club, people used to travel to play for Hutchie, Danny. You used to get, your boys would come for Fife or for Falkirk or somewhere like that to play for Hutchie Vale, where I would never imagine me or you going to Falkirk to play boys' club.
Aye. Totally, aye, that's true. That's true. To be fair, a lot of Glasgow boys came through. Obviously, just there's loads of boys that did come through. I've never really thought about it like that, but that's true.
And you moved on to Berwick. How did that move come about?
The strangest way ever. Like I had no thought of being a football player. Like it hadn't even crossed my mind. When I was younger, obviously when I was at Hutchie and all these boys were getting picked up, but I was tiny. Like I was like really, really small. And I just always thought, right, it's never really going to happen. So I used to play with my mates until I was 19 at Leith Athletic. And then we won everything, and then we all split up. This is our last year together. And then me and my mate Sean Woodburn, one that passed away, we went to like loads of teams on trial, like Vale, Leave and all these teams. And just to basically get a team, there was nobody really that I could sing. And then my dad knew John Coughlin, good mates with him, phoned him and says, we gave him a trial. And I was like, I'll go along. I didn't expect to get thing with that. And I didn't even think I really done really that well. But I think John must have maybe thought, maybe, and then offered me 20 quid a week. And I was delighted with it. Couldn't believe it. And then I always remember the first pre-season I'd done, I was like, oh, I'm not good enough to be here. Like I was a mad, like I came to boys club and I was thinking, these guys are, I didn't really know how well a lot of them done in their careers and that, but I thought to myself, these are proper players. Like, no, I did think the standard was really, really good. It did take me a bit of time.
Was that the same summer that you joined, Kev?
Yes, I think it was. Because I remember we were at Pinky. We trained at Pinky, Danny.
Aye.
And I've known Danny for years and years. We grew up in the same area. And Danny come into training that night, and I think we were a couple of weeks into training.
Aye, I was late.
We weren't really expecting anybody new or new faces really to come in, but I remember that you pitched up and never ever. I know you're saying you're smaller than everybody, and effectively you were coming up against men then at 18, 19, but you never ever looked out of place. Never ever.
No, I just felt like, see, obviously coming for like boys club, and then you're going into like a man's dressing room, kind of like with professional players, and I remember being in that change room at Pinky and thinking, this is strange. Like I felt it was mental, and but I loved it. Proper loved even when I wasn't playing at the start. I just loved being about the place and that, and play with experienced boys, and that. I just felt good,
You learn millions, Danny, in that environment,
Aye, definitely. I think it's massive for. I said to boys when I was at Hibs, there was a couple of boys that I was saying, send them on loan, like send these boys, because see at Hibs, the amount of boys that didn't realise what they've got over at that training ground is incredible. See, to send them to go on loan at Berwick or something and see how hard it is for boys that go and work every day, train, play, and then it's just a whole different ballgame, mate. It's already been over there on a nice training ground and that way. Around your mates and that, but going to play for a team where it's like men, it's a massive learning curve. Like I think it helped me massively in my career, massively.
Mm-hmm. But then that would obviously help the boys as well. Not just the environment, but actually getting first team games where they're not just playing a friendly on a Tuesday afternoon, or they're actually playing a game that means something, and boys are getting win bonuses.
Correct.
So it means a lot more to the part-time boys. They're potentially going to get a win bonus, and this kid's getting dragged into it, and he's got to get in there and work right away, or he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, like against big boys like Mark Cowan and that. Yeah, I mean, like I used to just see him. I used to think, it's like stunning a Braveheart, man. It's like, I mean, the boy to get playing against him and that is, they need that, eh? Especially boys there, like that.
You used to just head at your knees, eh?
Oh, he was made a big slap. It was incredible. It was incredible, man. But that was brilliant, man. Loved it.
What can you remember from your sort of time at Berwick?
I mostly remember the year I was injured because I couldn't get back fit. And see, looking back at it now, it'd probably be like see if I was to get proper treatment every day. Obviously, you're part-time, so you're working. I was a plumber at the time, so I was aggravating my knee every day at work. Whereas now, it'd probably take me 8 weeks to get back to it. But I just couldn't get back to this injury. And there was John trying to get me back so much. I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Haynes, we trained at that school. It was at Gracemount School or something. We were indoors. And John Coughlin had his jumper around me, and he was doing runs with me, and he was holding on to me to try and strengthen my leg. Just mad, like, you just didn't get that, eh? It's just like off the clock and try to get you back fit. And that's basically the main thing I remember is the boys going on to win the league, and I was not even involved, like, eh? And you say you're involved, but you didn't really feel involved, eh? It's obviously good to win the league, but you want to be playing, eh? But no, when I was playing for Berwick, like, I loved it. Like, me and my dad still talk about driving down to Berwick, and we used to drive down, get a couple of fried rolls on the way down. Like, this is just because I didn't know, and I was like, would get my breakfast on the way down. Used to be running up that Shielfield Hill and smelling the burger van. That's one thing I would always remember playing down there. Class. But it was brilliant. I would never change it.
With that injury that you had, Danny, you had Lionel was out with a similar injury at that time, wasn't he?
Aye, he was.
Because I thought Lionel was quite helpful to you in trying to push you and help you, because he was going through the same thing.
Lionel was. He had an injury, because I looked up to Lionel because I knew that he was obviously a lot older than me, but he was ripped to shreds, and he looked after himself. And he looked after me a lot, to be fair, right through the whole time I was there, Lionel did. And because he played similar to me, and he always used to try and help me and give me advice, and obviously he's played at a lot higher level than I did, and I took a lot of it on board, and he helped me a lot when I was there. But how I done the injury was, well, I can say it now because at the time I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was playing, well, the season started on the Saturday, the first game of the season, the Saturday against Albion Rovers, and I played at the pitch with my mates on Thursday, and that's how I smashed my knee at the pitch. That's how I done it, and I was thinking, this is no right. Didn't play again that season. Mental.
Tell John that.
I would tell him now. I wouldn't tell him back in the day. I had to keep that well secret. No chance.
You wouldn't tell him nothing like that back in the day, eh?
Oh mate, aye, no chance. Oh, I seen him in B&Q recently. He's looking actually a lot better than he did back then, man. He was stress ball back then. But aye, great guy, John, boy.
He went past my house the other week. He was out walking, and he went past my house, and I just get that headmaster's feeling for him. I just think he's got to shout at me because I wasn't cutting the grass.
He used to give you tight heads in a way.
Oh, always on my case, eh?
He was always, but I think you needed it, eh?
Nah.
You did. Made you a better player, man, because you would have just sacked it off, man. Get on your back and you'll score goals.
Picked on again.
Could have picked a smaller guy, like.
You mentioned about the league winning season. Obviously you were part of that squad. Is there any sort of memories that you have from that game, albeit not being involved?
Aye, I do remember it. I remember the stadium being absolutely packed. It was obviously proper packed, and I remember being really nervous but then I felt confident as well because we were a strong team, like in that league. We were very strong, and didn't remember a lot of the actual game, but I remember after it, obviously on the pitch and stuff, and no, it was great for the boys. It was a great group of guys.
Were you in the squad that day?
No, I was still injured.
Still injured?
No, I was still injured. I
missed done a John Terry, eh? You had the strip in that on it.
I was like a John Terry, that's what it felt like, eh? I'm in the middle of the pictures and that. But, Aye, that's it. It's like seeing the boy, like looking back at it now, that's a massive achievement for Berwick. Like, hey, like at that time we were strong, like we were ready to kick on again. It was brilliant. Like it was amazing. I just wish I could have played a bigger part in it, really.
You started the next season, and there was rumours about league clubs looking at you, and Hamilton were involved, and Dundee United were involved. How much of that came across to you, or how much did you know about that?
Well, I didn't know. Like I had went down to Nottingham Forest before they two had been interested, and then it was Colin Caldwood was the manager, and he said he'd been watching me for a while, and then obviously I'd got my injury, and so that's when I kind of started thinking. Like I went to the stadium, and I was just like, it was incredible. Like, and I was like, is this what I can do? Like I didn't when I signed for Berwick, I just thought that was my level. Even when we played like teams in the higher leagues and the cup games, I thought these are class. These boys are class. I never ever believed that I could play. But then when I went down there, I thought, right, okay, I can maybe make a wee living here. And then we ended up playing Hamilton in the cup. And then I was driving home, and then Coughlin phoned my dad and says that Hamilton had got a bid in. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 50 grand or something that Berwick had accepted. And I was like, oh, okay. But I wasn't like blown away by it. I was just like, right, okay, I'll go. And I was like, you've got to go and speak to them in the morning. And I was like, right, okay, well, I've got to take a day off work. So I done that. I went and spoke to them, shook his hand, said, aye, I'll sign. Brilliant. I think it was like 500 quid a week or something they'd offered me. So it was big money for me. Like. And then I said I'd sign, shook his hand, ready to sign in the morning, did my medical, and then woke up in the morning and just said to my dad, I was like, I'm not signing. Didn't know why, no idea why. I just didn't feel like it was right. Didn't even tell him, just didn't turn up. Just didn't know what to say to the guy, just didn't turn up. So kind of took a wee chance, like. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone. I think it might have been Chris McGrorty. I'm sure he phoned me and said that Dundee United were sniffing about somebody like that. And then I got a phone call from Craig, and he just says, we'd like to sign you. Would you be willing to come? And then as soon as he said that, they put a bid in, and then I was delighted. What
was the difference? What feeling did you get for Craig Levine and Dundee United compared to, was it Brian Reid?
Brian Reid, I don't know, mate. He was brilliant. Like he was saying stuff like, you sign with me, and I know like, they obviously say things in that, but see in hindsight, you look at the players, he said to me, he was like, 5 years time and you'll be in the English Premiership, and that. I'm like, this guy all right, like. And then, but then you look at his record, his McCarthy's and that. You just never know. But then, I don't know, mate. I honestly couldn't put my finger on it why I didn't feel it. I don't know. But then when Dundee United came, spoke to Craig, and then went to the stadium and thought, right, this is a proper. I'm not saying that Hamilton, isn't it? But I just thought Dundee United were a proper club, like the whole facilities, the stadium. They just treated me like a proper professional, the way they took me around, and he would basically put a presentation up on the screen and stuff, and I was thinking, and then I just said to him right there and then, didn't even speak money, just says, aye, what he said.
What did he say about me?
Never mentioned you, funny enough.
Nah, no.
But then again, he was maybe just he was probably just biding his time, I don't know.
I'm not come back. I didn't want to play with you again.
There was some players around for Dundee United at that time. You had David Goldwillie, Johnny Russell during the time that you were playing. Who else was around the team at that time?
At that time when I first signed, it was more it was more like the older like Barry Robson. Probably wouldn't even say hello to him in the street, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't?
No.
Mate, he had no time for me, so I'll not forget. So.
Really?
Nah, just a young guy coming in, Yankee show a bit. But I used to say morning, I used to just blank his ass, so I remembered. Lee Walkie, like people like that, I used to think, like, and then that's when I thought, because Johnny Russell was obviously young, so was Goody back then. Goody trained with the first team, but Johnny never really wasn't really involved at the start. But I had some players like Conways and stuff, like some right good players, and I was still at Berwick for 6 months before I actually went there. Like I was training with Dundee United, but I still played with Berwick. And I think that's what helped me really kick on with Berwick the last 6 months, because I was training there every day. Because it was just a dream basically. Play football every day, and Craig Levine's training. It was 100% every day, and it was tremendous. Like,
you mentioned about his pre-seasons earlier on.
He's proper old school, Craig, with just the mentality side of things. Like, obviously football's changing now with the sports science and stuff, but he was more trying to break players mentally, see how strong they actually were. And to be fair, he was really good to me because he always used to kind of say to me, coming into Berwick part-time, he was like, it's going to take you a bit of time. So pre-season, he kind of took me under his wing a wee bit and looked after me. But in the gym, he used to be massively on me. He says, you need to put on my weight and stuff. And I was like, right, so I've done that. But his training, his pre-seasons were, like, he used to take us to this place, Camperdown in Dundee. It's like a park. He used to run around that and then run back around it. I think it was like a 25-minute run. But he used to go around in his bike and hide behind trees and that and wait to see if people were walking. So if anybody was caught walking, they'd have to walk all the way back to the stadium. Like, he was a madman, like, but he was, at that time, he was a top man as well.
Do you think that's missing for football now?
Aye. Do you think so? I think so. I
think there's an element missing. I think all the modern...
Mate, maybe to do anything anymore. Mate, you're not even allowed to, like, see the things we've done at Dundee United, like, as boys. You wouldn't get away with that now, eh? Like, about how you treated young boys and that. No, like, treated them, but, like, how you would have proper banter, eh? Like, no, like it is now. You're scared to say something now, and managers have to watch what they say to boys. Like, I seen it at Coventry. Like, doing Coventry was, like, the boy John Murray, he used to be at Hearts and stuff. He was doing that. Proper, very good coach, very modern coach, but old school, the way he spoke to people and that. And these English boys were like, nah, no chance. And they proper went to the PFA and everything, just craziest things, eh? And I can see that happening more and more up here as well. But it's totally, I think it's totally gone at the game.
So, Craig Levin being linked with the Dundee United job in a few tweets last night, saying about you going back there.
I had a few messages yesterday, like, but to be fair, like, he took that club from top to bottom. He restructured everything, and what he done with that club, he used to, everything he said, Craig, he would keep his word. That was the thing. He used to always say to young boys, listen, if you make a first team appearance, you're going to get this much money. No matter, it's not in your contract, I'll give you this. He used to do it. He said to me, I can't remember what it was. I think I was £500 a week my first year at Dundee United. And he said to me, I was delighted. I was like, brilliant. I think they offered me the same as Hamilton. I think that was what it was. But and he says, come December, if you've done well, I'll give you a new contract right away, no problem. And I didn't even think I'd done that well. I was in and out. And 1st of December, I had to go to his office and he says, I'm giving you this new deal. And I was just like, couldn't believe it. He used to always stick to his word and he was very honest. Like, you trust everything he says. And he's been brilliant for me in my career. Like, I've always said that for day one, he's been amazing. He gets a lot of stick for the Scotland thing and all that. But for me personally, he's been top manager.
Obviously, he comes across as a good manager. What's he like as a coach? Is his coaching, is his tactical side good? And
well, we did. To be fair, Haynes, we didn't see when that Dundee United team. We didn't really take much shape or that. We used to just train hard every day. His training was enjoyable. See if we were coming up against the Old Firm and that, you maybe have a wee game plan and that. But seeing everybody else, he just won't let us play. And he comes across as really negative, and I found that surprising. Like, hey, I was like, because he used to play me in games at Ibrox and stuff, and he just went really ultra defensive. But I used to play in all the Old Firm games, and obviously this thing with the 4-6 that he done for Scotland and stuff. Obviously, I try and back him up as much as I can. Obviously, it's hard watching Scotland not playing with a striker and that. But I think we did still have the players to play that. Whereas you've got your Spains and that, they could get away with doing that. I just didn't think Scotland could. But his training was amazing because it was just what players like today. Like, obviously, I was at heart with Robin Nielsen and stuff, and I just didn't enjoy training. Like, I just found there was so much structure to it. It was loads of different things, and just make boys enjoy it, and they're going to give you everything. That's what I thought. And with Craig's training, with Peter Houston as well, it was couldn't knock it at all. It used to be fights all the time in training. Craig used to love it. Craig used to love it when boys used to fight, and that's gone now, I think.
You'll not see much of that anymore, I don't think. You had a set to the boy Foster, did you know?
I was a bit one-sided. And he didn't back me.
I bet your dad was hanging over the barrier and that.
Mate, Mate, that was mad, mate. That was like, we were playing and I never played, basically Tommy Wright used to play me on the left, Fozzie right back, and he always used to say to me, I'll never play on the same side as Fozzie because he'll just clash. Played me the same side this game against Hamilton and we just clashed, and then we were arguing, kind of as on a pitch and that, and I'm like, well, we'll just wait till half time, we'll see each other inside and stuff. And he's like, no, I think he said that to me and I was like, aye, fine, perfect. Half time whistle go, he comes sprinting over to me, throws a punch, and then just freaking, that's it. It was pure embarrassing though, mate. It was like, and see the thing is, I ended up getting fined 4 weeks wages for it, and he wasn't that bored because he's married to a million, and I was like, Fozzie, man, this is killing you. And so, and I always wanted to say, like, I was defending myself that he came on over to me, but because I was in that much shit, I was like, nah, I'll just take the fine, I'll just get it over and done with.
The two got sent off, eh?
We both got sent off. Went in the changing room at half time, and the referee went, Richard Foster took him into his wee office. Fozzie came back in, oh, that's me off. And then I went, Swanson off. No, the boys were hung on till like 92nd minute with 9 men, and then they scored last minute. And see when that goal went in, me and Fozzie just looked at each other like, what the fuck have we done? Okay. And to be fair, then, mate, we got suspended for a week, but as soon as we got back in, we were mates again. It's not like it just happens. It's we've argued loads of times, me and Fozzie. Like, you know what it's like. You get certain boys that'll dig each other out.
You clash with.
Aye, you clash with, and I had that with Fozzie, but Fozzie was a proper. He's had a great career, and he's one for. He spits the dummies sometimes. He knows that himself. Like, he'll just chuck out and that, but he's like in training that he's very good with boys, and he'll smash into boys and he'll tell boys, and I think that's what you need after games Gates losing, which is brilliant. I think that's just what happened. We were struggling at the time, and we just had a wee argument, and then just kind of go over.
Was it done as soon as you got back to the changing room? Was it?
Aye, we sat. Well, basically, one of the boy Paul Smith, who's like the player liaison guy, he came and sat in between us and that, and then I was raging. I was still raging in the changing room because I was thinking, he's running over to me. I was ready to go in the tunnel. But then once I sat down, being sent off, the other boys went out. The boy Paul sat between us. And then we just said to Paul, Paul, no, it's going to happen. I was like, you can leave. It's fine. Paul said, no. I was like, but it's happened loads of times. Like Lee Walkeith had a fight with the boy Kovacevic at training, and it just doesn't usually happen on a pitch, that's the thing. But it happens a lot in football. It's just whether boys take it to heart and then go home for it. That's when it's a problem. But I've never had that ever.
Yeah, Kev, you mentioned you and Gary O'Connor after you were sent off early on against, was it Stenny? Elgin, sorry, yeah.
It was about Easter time, and it was we were on course to win the league, and that's exactly what it was. You were there, Danny, you know?
I remember that. Aye. Did you not get sent off a few times, but just once?
Aye, cheers for that, man.
No, it was a few times. Aye, it was your discipline was disgusting. Aye, I do remember that. What did he do? Did he know?
He just called me out. I was in the changing room. I'd been sent off, and it was quite late on, and I just reacted probably wrongly, and I flew for him, and he ran away and locked himself in the boot room.
I do remember that. He was so scared there.
But like I said in the podcast a few weeks ago, the worst part was I had to travel with him, so we're in the car right away, and it was sorted. It was fine, but that was just Gary's will to win, and he was well within his right to call me out because I'd let everybody down. We could have had 3 points and had the league tied up sooner, but we only got 1 point.
It's because everybody's so heated anyway. After the game, anything can happen. Like saying you were saying you travel with Gary. I ended up having a fight on Tannadice pitch at training with Gary Mackay-Steven. So basically, we were at each other, just slagging each other and that, and then got a bit personal and stuff. And I was like, right, we'll just leave it there and that. And he kept going. So I ended up fucking hitting him anyway. And then, so I was travelling with him. Didn't speak to me for 2 years. I was in the same car as him. Didn't speak to me for 2 years. And then I I seen him at, what was it? We played against him at Celtic. And I was like, do you know what? I used to try and speak to him, to apologise and speak to him for ages. And I got to a point, I was talking to Stuart Armstrong and we were playing Celtic, Gaz walked past. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not even going to say hi to him. I was like, I'm done with it. And then that night he texted me. He said, oh, sorry, I never seen you at the game and that. And then I was like, oh. And then that was it. And I ended up meeting him at Johnny Ross's wedding and that. And it was all done. It took a while to get over, like, but it's it was the most awkward car journeys ever. Boys and that used to make me try and sit in the front beside when he was driving and that, and just used to be so awkward. So it's all part and parcel of the game, as long as nobody gets seriously hurt.
Going back to your time with Dundee United, you won the Scottish Cup in 2010. Where does that rank amongst your achievements in football?
Definitely up there. Like, it's with that and getting called up for Scotland were the two, but just that run we had with that team, we were. I believe if we were a couple of years older and together, we would have definitely had a chance of splitting the Old Firm. Like, I definitely believe that. But that day was someone incredible. Like, wasn't even nervous. Just felt like me and Goody were obviously really close at the time. We roomed each other, and we weren't even nervous. It was literally just like we were so confident in how good we were as a team. We were so strong in the midfield, and we had Goody up front, and we always had a chance of winning any game. And just with that final whistle and the celebrations were incredible. How many fans were there? It was like, it's boys obviously in Scotland, like your Scotsmans that have won it that many times, but he just won it once. It's mind blowing. Like,
not many people can say they've done it.
That's it. It's a hard trophy to win. Like, it's we ended up playing Rafe in the final, Ross County in the final, and they were a league below, but they beat Celtic, and they just crumbled that day because they were a lot better. They just absolutely crumbled under the pressure. I thought the game. Like, I watched the game back only for the first time recently, only just during lockdown. I watched it, and they just looked so nervous. And once we got that first goal, we would never lose it. But the whole run to it, we beat Rangers and stuff. We were a good cup team, and
was the preparation for the final different for the preparation for any other game, or? Aye,
well, we got a week. We were a week away at Mar Hall. We stayed a week away. Like, I wasn't obviously the older boys and that with families and that. I wasn't like, I was just me and my missus. So I was like, so all the boys got taken away in a hotel for a week. So it was just basically a week to kind of, I don't know, just supposedly try and give you as much rest as you can and all that. But I thought about it. I was thinking about it. See, when we reached the final, I was thinking about every game I went into. That's all I was thinking about. Just not get injured for the Scottish Cup final. That's all I was thinking about. And even in training leading up to it, we were at Mar Hall. I think I only trained twice or something because I was that scared of getting injured. But that was another great experience. She just being around the boys, knowing that we're going to play in a massive cup final. That was the whole week leading up to it, and the week after it was the best, probably best time of my life.
Can't remember
it.
Do you do the wakes, open top bus parade and all that?
Aye, it was honestly. I'm obviously been brought up a Hibs fan and stuff, and they done it obviously when they won it, and it was incredible scenes in that, and it was obviously very similar to that, just on a smaller scale. There was like 100,000 Hibs fans, but I think there was like 30 odd. We had like 30 odd thousand at Hampden that day, and then the open top thing. We went to like Cathedral Town Centre thing, and we were on the balcony with the cup, and it was just obviously Orange stands out a lot, and it was just the whole place was just covered, and it was. And to be fair to Dundee United fans, for day one they were brilliant with me, and that just topped it off. It was just an amazing club to start your career at. Like.
And you called up to Scotland, you mentioned, during your time at Dundee United, weren't you?
Yeah, I was called up. It was at the wrong time for me. I was playing well, but I was really struggling with depression at the time, like really, really struggling, and I just didn't want to go. Like, I remember being told I was going to the squad, and I was delighted, but I was like, I can't go. Ended up going. Like, I remember my missus dropped me off at Goody's house to get picked up, and just greeting the whole way there, thinking I just didn't want to go to this, and ended up going. We went to Mar Hall first for a week, then we went to Switzerland and Spain, and trained brilliantly. Like Craig was like, "You've been excellent," and I actually thought he was thinking about playing me against Liechtenstein because Darren Fletcher had this illness that he was dealing with. So I thought I might have a chance, and I trained really good. And I just went to him. I was like, "I can't play." I was like, "I didn't want to be here," and that. He ended up kind of saying to me, he was like, "Right, I'll just take you at the games. Didn't worry about playing and that." He was like, "But we want to keep you around, and you'll regret it if you go home." And he was right. Once I settled myself down in that, and then I really, really enjoyed it, and it was amazing to be training with boys like Fletcher and stuff like that, and it kind of gave me a wee thing just to go again, even though I never played, to be in the changing room with boys like Darren that had been won cups, and he played against Liechtenstein and he was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how good this guy was, like, and I remember I was actually sharing a dressing room and I was just looking, I couldn't take my eyes off him because he was so great. They'd won the game and he was just going through boys, and he's a quiet guy, but just the way he was talking to boys, and I was just like, this guy's like top notch, like, and he was really good with me as well, because I think maybe Craig mentioned to him that I was kind of struggling, and he would always come and sit next to me and talk away, no talk about football, just talk about Edinburgh, and I used to ask him about David Beckham and all that, just mad, but it was just so surreal, and I think he was just sums up his career, how he is as a person, I think, and but it was an amazing experience. Just I've still got my strips and that, but obviously I was just a bit gutted that I never actually got to play, which was kind of maybe the wrong time for me.
Talking about your depression that you suffered, how are you managing that now? Are you?
Well, I ended up going to after that. I ended up going to the Priory in Glasgow. Dundee United ended up paying, I think it was like 30 odd grand to send me to this Priory. Like nobody ever knew about that, but they sent me
a residential
Priory in Glasgow. It's like a mental.
Was it a residential one? Did you go and stay there?
I stayed there. I stayed there for 2 weeks. And I always remember my first night was like, obviously you get told about these mental hospitals, and it's obviously not like that. It's obviously a lovely place and that. But I always remember your first night, you got to get put in like this room that's got a big window, because it's like your first night you're on suicide watch. Even though if you're not suicide, you just get put in this room. Woke up at like 2:30 in the morning. Like I got given all these drugs and that because I was so anxious and that. Woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, and then there was this guy playing the guitar in my window, like long, like blonde hair, and I woke up in this place, mate, I didn't know it, and this guy was playing. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. But that place was just somewhere to just kind of get away from everything. That was what I thought. It was like a lot of money, and Dundee United paid it, and they didn't really have to, even though obviously it would have looked bad on them if they didn't. But they paid it without bother and never came out and said I was there or anything. They just kind of looked after me, and it helped me massively. So I've learned a lot from doing that, and I don't know, I think my problem is just worrying about stuff, whereas I've kind of learned basically with kids and that. I just kind of everything's just about them, so I don't really worry about what goes on about money and stuff like that. As long as I'm comfortable, I'm not really. I think that's a big thing. Just no worrying. Did
you bottle it up for a bit? Did you?
Yeah, I didn't even think I did. I just didn't care what was happening to me, because you're talking maybe 10 years ago now. Maybe 12 years ago now. I didn't care. I remember a guy we were brought up with committed suicide for depression, and I was thinking depression. Didn't have a clue what it was. Ended up getting it. Still didn't care what was going on. Was getting these anxiety attacks. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was like, what's happening here? So I didn't really know where it came from. But I had a bad injury at Dundee United, and I kind of feel like it stemmed from there, because I had this injury in my hammy and I couldn't get rid of it for months and months and months. And I would stay in Dundee and that's all I would think about. I just think it was my mind and I just kind of just got to a point where I just had a breakdown, and it just all came to a kind of halt. And it's one of these things though, mate, you learn so much from it. It's not the worst, it's the worst thing at the time, but you learn so much of it as a person coming through these things. And it's definitely made me appreciate everything that I've got now. You know what I mean?
You mentioned in an interview from when you were leaving Peterborough that you were in talks with a high-profile League One club at the time, and they'd got wind of the fact of your time at the Priory, and they pulled out the deal. Do you think there's more that needs to be done within football in order to raise awareness for mental health issues, or to support people with poor mental health?
I think there is a lot. There's a lot more now. There is a lot more now, but I think that's the problem, because I've came out and tried to kind of be honest and open about it, and then it's affected me getting it was a lot of money. Like it was. I remember travelling down, and this is where I wanted to go, and we're on the way down to Coventry first to speak to them, and I was like, oh no, like I wasn't, because I wanted to go to this other team, and halfway down there, my agent just said to me, he's like, no, this isn't going to happen. They found that you were in the Priory, and I was like, all right, that's fine. I wouldn't want to go there anyway. But I just feel like there's so much more that can be done. But then I was worried about coming out and saying that about this club, because it might stop other people coming out talking about it, saying if they've got depression and that, because it does go on. And obviously, I do a lot of work with the Back Onside charity, which is for mental health, and they get so many players, like incredible amount of players, and they're scared to tell their managers because it's going to affect them playing football, and that's another worry they didn't need. So I think it is getting better, though. I think it is getting better. I think it is getting better. It's always going to be there, and it's charities like Back Onside that need the funding and need people to know that they're there. Basically, I think a lot of things like also the show racism, the red card stuff, and that, which is rightly so, do a lot of that. But I think we can also do a lot more for players. The players can do a lot more for mental health as well, because I think that's a massive problem in football in the world, not just in Scotland.
I think it's. I think, like what you're saying, it's spoken about a lot more now than it probably was 12 years ago when you suffered first. Because we get emails to the club, and we get a lot of stuff through the club saying, players, coaches, managers, we're here if you feel that you need us. I think it takes somebody really, really brave like yourself who to come out and speak about it, which may encourage somebody else, because the help's there. The help is there now. They just need to take that step and grab the help. Totally, aye. The thing is, do you know what I used to like? I used to take pride in seeing people coming out. Like when I was bad, I used to look out for people that had it. Because you think you're the only person in the world that's got it. You're the only person in the world that feels like the way I'm feeling right now. And then I used to, like, it sounds quite bad, but enjoy seeing people that are got it as well, just so I know that it's, especially older people that have had it through their lives, that have lived through it and stuff, because it is scary to think the thoughts you do get in that. But older people that have got, and you think to yourself, right, this guy's 50 odd and he's still suffers with it, but he's got to this age. That's what I used to think about. I mean, I used to think, right, well, if he's got to that age, I'll be like to that age and stuff. You get just mad, scary thoughts. But like the girl Libby that does the Back Onside stuff, she does so much work. It's like incredible. I think it's because she's been through a hard time herself. But she's actually said like a lot of the lower league teams are a lot better than the top teams for this kind of thing. Right. She said a lot of the lower teams help a lot, and they're really, and it's I think clubs have got, because they're basically employed. They've got to look after them. Just very dangerous, if it's not true.
Absolutely. And one thing that Berwick's done as a club is partnered with the Chris Mitchell Foundation, someone who you would have played against at Falkirk. So in order to support, because it must be difficult for injuries, as you've mentioned for yourself, and having a long time out of the game and wondering whether you're going to get back to the same sort of level that you were at. And then for our level in particular, boys that's come through the academy from like a young age, and they're being released at 19 when all they know is the football world. And straight away they've got to switch into the mentality of looking for a job, looking for a part-time club if they're going to continue with football.
I didn't know that Berwick had. Obviously, I've been following Berwick since I left. Basically, obviously, you still look at the results and stuff, but I feel like there's been a bit of a shift recently. I don't know exactly what's happening with Berwick at the moment. It's been a new takeover or what, but I just feel there's a shift in like the way they're running the club and stuff. I see a lot of posts and stuff, and I just feel like they're really giving it a right go, which is good to see. Obviously, the Christmas is massive. I think they say when you say the young boys, I'll use Hibs again. Like I could have told you, boys in the under-19 team, I could have told you maybe two of them will play in the first team if they're lucky, and I could have said no, you have no chance to. And they've got to help them more. These big clubs have got to help these boys more. What happened to my wee brother? You get tagged. They're not interested. They've got these three boys that they know that they're going to get contracts to. The rest of the boys are just filling jerseys. And then once the contract's up, see ya, and then they're not. So I think the bigger clubs have got a lot more. They've got to do a lot more. St Johnstone, exact same. I mean, I've seen it so many years. Boys just getting told, right, a week before the season ends, right, see you later, that's you. It's
a brutal industry, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrendous. It's horrendous, and it just seems like it's only getting worse, obviously, with this stuff going on here. But
do you think there's, with this, obviously the pandemic, and I said this to you the other night, Adam, this is the longest in 30 years of me being involved in football, for playing at 9-year-old. This is the longest I've been without football. Do you think this is going to affect players, having this break? And like this is football's my get out, it's my escape, it's what I enjoy, and I've had 3 months now with not being able to do that.
Yeah, aye. So, I totally, 100%. I think it's different for. I think I worry about more boys like that are on their end, basically. Obviously, you've got a family and that kind of takes your mind off it a wee bit. But I'm the same. I just feel like I'm still training myself on that every day, but it's not the same as going to play football, And it's like
being in a changing room and it's being with the guys and
just being around boys, and it's just. But it's I think it. Well, Libby did say this to me. This Back Onside, she did say this to me. She said this has been, like, the amount of people she's had coming through has been incredible since the football stopped. Because boys get bored, and then this is when gambling and that gets involved, and just the one day stuff just to keep their mind occupied. Because obviously a lot of people are different, and people can sit at peace and just chill and watch TV. A lot of people can't do that. So it's going to be a strain for everybody to come back.
How would you like to be in with a chance of winning £1,000 every month? If that sounds appealing to you, because it sure does to me, you need to join Berwick Rangers Supporters Club's monthly draw. For just £5 per month, you'll go into a draw with hundreds of other Dream Team supporters to win the monthly jackpot. In addition to the £1,000 prize, the Supporters Club will be donating £250 each month to a chosen local charity, with the rest of the profits from the draw going to the football club. For details on how to sign up, visit berwickrangers.com or message the supporters organisation on Facebook, Berwick Rangers Supporters Club, or on Twitter at BRFC Sup Club. Berwick Rangers Supporters Club, supporting your club and your community.
We've talked a little bit around your career in Scotland. You've moved to England following you leaving Dundee United and joined Peterborough in 2012. How would you compare the standard from the Premier League in Scotland to the Championship in England?
What I would say is, I thought the Premiership in Scotland, when I was first there and when I came back, had got worse, I thought. But compared to the Championship, I think the Championship's miles ahead of the Scottish League. But then I hear people say that the League One is, and I thought League One was pretty poor. I think the bottom 10 teams were really poor, and then the top 10 teams were all right. But Championship, I think, I found it I just felt like every team you played against, you were up against a top striker, you were up against top winners and top two. The defenders, not so much, they were just pure defenders. You didn't come up against a lot of like ball playing defenders that were really brilliant on the ball, but your midfielders and your wingers and your striker, you always came up against a top striker every club. That's what I did, and I thought. But then I enjoyed it more in that league. I found my feet more in that league than I did in League One. But I just enjoyed playing it. It was a great standard, to be honest. And we had some team as well, and we ended up getting relegated. And I thought our team was. So it just shows you how good the actual other teams were.
As part of that team was Lee Tomlin, and I think I saw in an interview that he was the best player that you said you'd played with.
I have to say, obviously there's very different players in that, but he's the one that does stand out, and you could toss him 60 balls 90 feet and he'd take them any way he wanted to. He was just, him and Regis Madison obviously I played the game as well, he was a bit younger, but just the way they take the ball, it was like something I'd never seen up here anyway. I'd never seen, obviously you get your Celtic players that are obviously very good, but I'd never seen boys that take the ball like Lee does. And the only thing that's kind of, Lee's had a good career obviously, but he should have been an experienced Premiership player by now. It's just, he kind of struggled with his weight and stuff, and I think, to be fair, I've seen him last night and the night before, and he looked like he was proper trimmed down and stuff. Tommy Rowe, who went to Wolves, and he was brilliant with Dwight Gale, British on Malonga. We had all these players and they couldn't get the league. We ended up losing the last day of the season, but it was such a hard league. Like it was Saturday, Tuesday every week, but it's the fittest I've ever been.
So how would you train? If you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, would you have the Sunday off back in the Monday?
You wouldn't really train. That's the thing. Every day was just basically a cool down kind of day. If you played, then you would just have a kind of, your week would be really chilled until the game. But that's why you need a big squad down there, like, because even at the start, I never played for the first 7 games, and then played for the next 15 in a row, and then was back out just like crazy. It's just a very demanding league, and it was amazing. It was amazing time. Like
every player down there seems to be a lot more athletic than up here. They all seem to be.
I think that's
every player's 6'2" and
fast and strong. That's the thing. Like technically, obviously you get these players like you see the top. Like I don't know, I'm going to say, well, you ended up playing for Scotland, but you probably didn't remember him. But I honestly couldn't believe how good he was in, and I'm thinking this guy's maybe one of the best. But then again, you get some shite players as well. You know what I mean? And it's because down in England, they make out of their leagues the best, and that's what we should be doing up here, but we just didn't. We knock our game, if anything. And down there, they're making out to be the best league in the world, even the Championship best league. And it probably isn't, but they make it out so, and I think that's where Scotland are going wrong. They just not doing anything to get a chance.
So mentioned like Tomlin being the best player you played with, the best player you played against, Lionel Messi?
Lionel Messi, aye. Yeah, I've got a picture of as I walk up the stairs on my house. Big, my brother got me a big massive picture. Yeah, he's definitely. Obviously, I wasn't really up against him, but he. I don't know if you know the story. We were 1-0 up at half time. He came on, scored a hat trick and went back off. Just walked off. So that was his total. Obviously, we see it every time we see him, but that's just a freak of nature. That what he done to us that day was nothing short of an embarrassment.
Dijk, he remembers you.
To be fair, I gave him a bit. I did give him a bit. Because I went into the back. It was actually the picture. I've got a picture of it, and it's right. I just go in the back of him, and he gives me a bit, and I give him a bit back. But nah, I don't know. Maybe.
No language barrier there, no.
Like I get him a foot or something like that.
Winning the Football League trophy in 2014 with Peterborough, what was that experience like?
Brilliant. It was another one. Playing at Wembley, I would never imagined going to play at Wembley. And that was another game. We were so strong that year. We were a very good team, and winning it again, thinking. The only thing I remember of that game, I cramped up within like the 70th minute. I couldn't believe how big that pitch was. Like, I was honestly, I'd playing so well as well, and I ended up getting cramp, and I ended up getting a boy sent off. But the actual game itself was. You didn't realise how many fans these clubs have got until you get to a cup final. I mean, you didn't get your usual footballers, but then you get everybody coming to the woodwork and it's a cup final, and you think it was incredible. And we deserved it on the day, and it was a great run. The only problem is I never got a bonus for it. We were supposed to get a bonus for it, and Kieran shafted the boys that left. So still trying to get that sorted, but that's long one.
Who was the chairman at the time?
The chairman now.
Oh, was it? D-Mac.
McAnthony.
He's very outspoken as well, isn't he?
No, a wee bit outspoken. He used to be on the way back to Buck. He used to be on the radio slaughtering boys and the players. Just be like, but that's the way it is. With boys people like him for it. Players didn't, I suppose.
And you moved to Coventry following on from that. Was it Stephen Presley at the time that signed you?
Aye, that was a move that actually went with my gut, really. I kind of went for the money, and I should have just stayed at Peterborough. Darren Ferguson had offered me another 2 years at Peterborough. Coventry offered more money, and I thought I'll go for the money. Place is brilliant and stuff. Love staying in there. The first few games done all right, and then the fitness kind of thing came. But that was the first time the fitness kind of probably got basically killed me fitly, because the way Presley wanted to play, he was a brilliant manager and his training was excellent. He was a proper fitness freak, and he wanted his winners to be like almost basically if I was on the left, if the right midfielder had the ball up against our left back, he would want me inside the left back. It's basically like a left centre back, basically. And then once he broke, he'd want me up the other end of the pitch. And I remember playing against Port Vale, and it's known as the biggest pitch in British football. Dijk came and he's gone mad at me. Are you fit enough? And I was like, I just said, I'm not fit enough to do this. And that was it, really. Never left on bad terms or that. I just never really walked out there from it. Even when I played the first few games, I played really well, and then kind of fell out of it, and then couldn't really get back in the team. And I just felt like going on loan was probably the best thing for me, because I didn't like just sitting on the bench.
It was St Johnstone you joined, following on from that, wasn't it?
My first game was Queen of the South away, and I got booed off from my own fans. Honestly, I hadn't even trained with the boys. I signed on the Friday night, played and started straight to the team on the Saturday. Played in the Astro, and honestly, I want to get a video of this game. I've tried to get a video of this game. This is honestly the worst. I felt like I just wanted to run off the pitch. Ended up getting because obviously I'd been at Dundee United as well, so St Johnstone weren't really keen on me signing anyway. But then got the old subs board went up, and just boos were ringing around, and I was just like, remember going to the car after the game. I was saying to my dad, "Take me back down the road." I said, "I'm going now. I'm going back down the road." It was a nightmare. But then after that, it was a great loan spell. Like.
Yeah, during that spell, you scored that screamer at Celtic Park, 1-0 win. Is that the best goal you've ever scored?
It probably is, to be fair. It's just because of where it is and that, and who it was against and stuff. But I get bored of watching it. I've been sitting there that many times. I didn't watch it anymore. But it is obviously one of them you look at. It's a great strike and stuff. But because I won the game as well, it was extra special. But it's definitely up there.
And Van Dijk picked you out for it, didn't he?
Like Van Dijk, that's it. Yeah, I'm glad you've seen it. I always say it. You shouldn't be heading out there. He knows better. See playing against him, man. Oh, he was playing like he's playing the park. He mucked the ball up here. I still say it to this day. He didn't even break sweat up here.
Just cruised it.
He scored a goal at St Johnstone, mate. He was playing at the pitch, mate. He was just running past boys, and then boys were just bouncing off him. But he didn't even get second gear, mate. And I've said when he went down there, he'll be the best in there. Called it.
He's you're probably right. I don't think he's actually got better. He's just always been that good, eh?
I think he's just always been that good. But just obviously when you're at Celtic, always a massive club, but it's different to the English Premiership. Once you go down there and you go to Southampton to Liverpool and do what he's done, these guys are a freak of nature, like. I think he looks like a madman as well, though. Like, I think you see him in games and he's caring boys. Like, another one. I think he looks quite quiet. I think he could be a bit of a maniac as well.
Would you get in front of him if he kicked off?
He's a big lad, man. Haynes, you're a big lad, but this guy would tower you, like.
Aye.
Wouldn't he batter you, like?
Nah, Kenny wouldn't he?
No chance. I'll get him for the back, you get him for the front. He's a big, he's class, he's top draw.
You went back to Coventry at the end of your loan spell, and it was mutual consent you left.
I went down there off the season that I'd done really well at St Johnstone. I thought, right, I'll give Coventry another go. Tony Mowbray didn't think I was. He was there, and Tony Mowbray was like, who are you? I swear I was like, and for that day, and I was just like, done really well in pre-season, that thinking, right, I'll prove I'm wrong in that. But I found it weird with Tony, because I tried to get Goody down to Coventry, good Billy down to Coventry, and he said he didn't want too many Scottish players on his team, and I was just like, and obviously we had Fletty, we had Jim O'Brien, and we had another guy, but I still always say it, like, see every English team down south, like, they've always got a couple of Scottish boys in there, like, they always need a couple of Scottish boys. And I just found that weird when he said that, and then I actually done really well at pre-season and stuff, and then he still never wanted me, so I ended up nearly missing my payoff. Actually, I was getting paid up, and the deadline was 6 o'clock, and I ended up saying to one of the boys, I'll take them home to training, got caught in a crash on the white, and then missed the deadline. And that's why I had to come back up to Scotland, because it was after 6 o'clock and I couldn't sign for another English team. So I didn't plan on coming back up to Scotland, but I had to. So it was. I was remembering that traffic jam. I was nearly crying at the wheel, like I was going to lose all this money, man. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then, but I ended up working all right at the end, really.
Is this you trying to play down why you went to Hearts?
Went to Hearts, man. You know. That was only because of Levine, though. That was the only reason I ended up going there. But Jesus, man. Haynes, would you have done that?
I would have signed for Hearts. I would have.
You would have done better than me anyway. But I don't know. I think it wasn't really Robbie that wanted me. I think it was more Craig. Craig wanted me, and obviously Robbie was the manager. And saying that, even when I played, I never done well enough. I just didn't feel. No, that I didn't want to be. I just didn't feel like it was the right move for me. It was basically really the only move for me when Craig came in. I was like, definitely. But I just never done well enough. I just didn't really play well at all. I had one decent game probably, and it just wasn't happening for me. And then when you start enjoying it and you start not enjoying what you're training, that's it for me. Like I'm walking away.
I had the chance when John Robertson was a manager, and I was playing junior, and Robbo wanted me in for training on the Sunday. It was a week's trial, so I had the week off my work, but they went in on a Sunday for swims or whatever it was, and then I had the Monday off at the time.
Right.
I was into going on a Sunday, and on the Saturday I was playing for my club, and there was some silly tackle that it was nothing to do with me, that just happened that the ball landed in my hand, and the guy that had done the silly tackle was lying on the ground, and I decided to bounce the ball off his head and I got sent off. So I got.
I'm talking about.
I got the phone call on that Saturday night, not to bother turning up on the Sunday, and I got a copy of the scouts report. There was a scout at the game, and Did you get any offers on that when you were at Berwick about going to do that? I think Sandy Clark wanted me at Aberdeen.
Right.
Because it was Sandy Clark that originally was taking me to Berwick, but then he left, and then Coughlin got the job.
Right.
And I think Sandy Clark or Aberdeen were interested. Mind we went up and we played them in one of the cups.
Right.
That was that season.
Following you leaving Hearts, you went back to St Johnstone. It was 5 months that you spent at Hearts. And I think I read that it was the happiest time that you've been with a club whilst you've been at St Johnstone, obviously naturally with you being there 3 times.
Yeah, it was just I went there. I changed days, like obviously going to Berwick thinking I shouldn't be there, but I went to St Johnstone thinking, right, I'm the best player here. And I think, not being arrogant, but when you go into a game thinking you're the best player, I think it helps you massively, and that's what I used to do. And especially leaving Hearts, like I was so driven to try and kind of ram up them a bit, and I ended up doing that on a couple of times, and I just kind of kicked on, and I went into every game. And I didn't remember playing a bad game. That was the thing. I went every game. I'd done really, really well. And obviously my teammates were brilliant for me because I kind of had a role in there. I just kind of done what I wanted. And everything came up for me that season. Like I had so many assists, I had so many goals, and I couldn't do anything wrong. And it was the best season. Like personally, like for goals and assists in that year, like everything happened, and it was just every Saturday I turned up, I knew I was going to be the best player. It was just pure arrogance, but I think you need that. I think at Hearts, I felt like I was trying to prove it, and I think it just got the better of me basically, and I just couldn't do anything right. It was brilliant, but Tommy King was a big part of that as well, and he basically just took me under his wing and says, "Go and do what you want," basically.
For Tommy, were you surprised that he left in the summer?
Very surprised. I was very surprised, but I think a lot of things were going behind the scenes there. I think obviously the chairman kind of stepped away a wee bit, and I had run the club for so long, on such a small budget, and I think it kept getting less and less. And we always done well, though. We're always like a strong team, and we were horrible to play against. But I was very surprised when I heard he'd left, like, because he was settled there, and I think he's always been wanting the Northern Ireland job. So hopefully.
And obviously, sandwiched between them two spells with St Johnstone was your big move to Hibs. How was it turning up for Hibs every week?
That was brilliant. Like, just for as soon as they were interested, I was like, I said to my agent, I was like, I didn't even care what they're offering me. I was like, I'm going, and ended up going to see the place, and then I tried to keep it a secret to my mum and dad. Also, my dad's a big Hibs fan, and I ended up getting out, so I was kind of gutted about that. But playing for Hibs was probably the best time as a football player, just because I've been watched them my whole life, and just going to Easter Road and being able to see I scored for Hibs is something that I've got to do. So anyway, it was amazing. Obviously, it wasn't as long as I wanted it to be, but I never regret going there. Like,
been in for you twice, hadn't they? I think they came in for you prior to you moved to England, and then they came in obviously the second time whilst you were in St Johnstone. Was it difficult to turn them down initially?
It was, but I just felt, I'm going to sound greedy here, but I just felt like I wanted to make some money. You know what I mean? And in Scotland, it's just very hard to make some money. And England at the time, the Championship, you're getting a clean money, you're playing twice a week. It was just kind of money thing, basically. And I always wanted to play in England. When I signed for Dundee, I always had that plan that I'd come back to Hibs and play for Hibs when I was 30, and that's exactly what happened. It's mad how it turned out, but that was my plan. And I always knew if I went to England, I could always come back to Hibs. But then I did try and get back to Hibs after Coventry, and they didn't want me to sign Boy Fraser 5, and then I thought to myself, that was it. And then once they came in, there was no chance I was turning it down.
Yeah, it's a short career as well, isn't it? So you need to try and make as much money as you can whilst you...
Aye, like I just thought like Peterborough as well, they were like Gary Ferguson, like Alex Ferguson's son as well. That was another big thing for me. And obviously the money was really, you can't win to get a Hibs like it, so that was a massive thing for me as well. The money side, I'm not going to lie and sit here and go, oh no. Obviously money, it helps you massively. So that was the first thing in my mind. I want to go to England and make some money. And at the time, so I had the chance when I was younger, and never took me. I tried to get Hibs so many times, not. So I just thought to myself, nah, I'll maybe come back one day.
Was your first goal in a quarter-final Scottish Cup game, was it?
Aye, it was against Livingston. Aye, that was mad. That's one goal I like to watch a lot. Like this, I'm not really one for watching a lot of my games back or stuff like that, or goals and that. But that's one I do like to. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just because it's been brought up to support them, I suppose, and going to Easter Road to score at Easter Road. It was amazing.
It was special, because you were memory Sean as well, wasn't there? There was
Aye, I think that was the timing of that as well. Honestly, that was just football just didn't mean nothing to me for a while, and I was just when I was at Hibs, and I just hated having to get my bed to go to training. I know, like, I was depressed like I was before. It was just like I was thinking these things, so even the point in them and that. I was like, I've never lost anybody before, so I never really know what it was like, and I just didn't really realise that I was grieving, and I didn't really know I was, and I think that affected my football a lot. And but once I got that goal, then I kind of kept on it. Dad and that was at the game and that, and so that was brilliant for me.
Special moment for everybody.
It's class.
And Neil Lennon was good to you during that time as well, wasn't he?
Really good. To be fair, when I went to speak to Neil at a hotel, and we went a walk. He didn't speak about football. He just spoke about mental health and stuff, and he basically just stuck his heart out to me about how he's overcome all this stuff and all that. And at the time, I was at a great place. This was years ago. I'd been suffering, but he spoke about if you're ever struggling, if you ever feel anything, come and speak to me. Because there's days when Neil Lennon would come in and say, "Listen, guys, I'm struggling." Because I think he's got a thing with maybe his like kind of phases in the year and stuff. He used to come in and say, "Like, boys, I'm not." And you could see it in his eyes, like he wasn't in a great place, but he would always be honest, which is a hard thing to do in front of 25 boys, like. And that was where the boys came in, and they would just treat him like normal and stuff, just let him do what he wanted. Because sometimes he'd go for his rocker, obviously, he's not what he's like, he's a maniac at times, but there's something reasons for that, and he'd always be honest and open with boys, and that was massive respect to him for that. And great manager. Times, to be fair, he was always really honest with me, saying he didn't ever want to put. There was times coming at the end where I wasn't playing as much. He was like, "We're bringing in a few more bodies. I didn't want to put you in the stand. I didn't want to do that for you." He was like, "So I'm saying now you might not be involved as much. Would you rather go?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't want to not play it." I was like, "I'd hate to leave," and that. So he was very honest and open. I had a few arguments with him and stuff, but no, he's training. That's brilliant. He's shown it now. He's went to Celtic, and obviously it's Brendan Rodgers has done a lot there, but he's got to still get the boys in the pitch and play for him, and he's some motivator. We're not. He's one as well, Henry. He's tactics and that. No interest in them. No interest in tactics. None. Just his talking, his team talks are enough for anything. He was spot on with everything. And
just organised and structured.
He just knew he would never go through shape or anything like that. He would tell boys, "This is what I want you to do. This is what." Wouldn't he get boys in shape or not and have them standing there for ages? He would just training was brilliant, and in a team talk, a half-time talk, he was the best I've ever worked with.
Was he similar to Levine in terms of he just worried about his team? Didn't he worry about the other team? Just worried about his team and what his team was going to do? Well,
when I was with Levine, that's exactly it. Because obviously with Scotland it was a bit different. Obviously you come against Spain and that's different. But at Dundee that was very much it. And Neil was the same, because that was another thing. I probably went to Hibs at the wrong time, because our midfield was brilliant, like Dylan and McGinn and that. It was hard to play, like it was hard to get in the team. But we were a very, very good team, very strong. And he knew a player like he would put the boy Flo in on trial. And to be honest, we were like, I'm not so sure. But then he signed, and he was unbelievable his first year. And we all kind of wrote him off with that. And but nah, he's up there, like he is up there. Man management, he's top pro.
How did they handle like you and Stokes when you got together and started causing bother everywhere and that?
That was, mate, honestly, see that hang in Portugal, man. I actually stayed in. We all got told we're not allowed out. The boys all went out. I actually stayed in and got drunk. And then Stokes in, and then we got
You've actually been on the front of the papers, me on the back, eh?
Who?
You?
No, come on.
You're actually slaughtering me in my discipline, and you've been on the front of the papers, me on the back.
The least thing, wasn't it? Just go with the flow, eh? But Stokes was a madman, mate. And that week we were in Portugal, mate, and that happened. We weren't allowed near any of the boys or anything. We used to be to be fair, Neil Lennon used to walk. Sometimes he'd walk on a training ground, right? If he was like, so basically he would come in and say to the boys, like, "I'm feeling shit," and he'd talk to me or anything. And then we'd all go to train. He'd be in his office, and he'd just storm out. We'd all be training. He'd storm out. He'd grab 2 poles. He'd grab one with a trolley of poles, 1 pole, another. He'd drag them along the flare like 2 poses. He'd put one in the ground, walk about 100 yards away, put another one in, and goes, "Get on the line." And then he'd just start running us. And he'd just come out and he was a maniac, man. He just used to just say things, just at the blue, and I used to be like, "This guy, man." He would, to be fair, after all that happened, and that we were playing Tynecastle in the derby, and he said, and this was the first game back after this had happened, and he said to me, he was like, "I've done a lot worse than that. I just wanted to show you that, you know, the nut I'm about," basically. And basically that was it. I've got about.
And then following on from that, you joined St Johnstone for the last time before leaving in the summer. What's next for you?
Yeah, I was shite, and I had a nightmare. It just never happened for me. It was just a poor, maybe hard going back to this, whatever, 4th time or whatever it was. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I just felt comfortable there. But I still enjoyed it, just didn't play as much as I wanted to.
Are you still going to play? Hoping to play, obviously. You said that you told me you had a couple of offers. So you started up another business, haven't you?
I started up my own financial business a couple of years ago, 2018. And so I've kind of in lockdown, it's always been a bit quiet, but I've been kind of concentrating more on that. It's basically just a financial company that I get. We've got 3 financial advisors that work for us, and it's basically just helping boys. A lot of football players, we get a lot of football players, but obviously pensions and stuff like that as well. So it's basically just something something happened when I was at Peterborough with an agent and stuff, and I ended up getting a lot of money taken out of my account, mate. I didn't know it was coming out. And I just looked at myself, I tried to go to PFA and that, and they didn't help me. I just didn't feel there was any help out there for boys that are on decent money. And put this together to kind of try and put them into a fans advisor that they can trust and they can speak to whenever they want it. Because I just feel like there's just nothing out there for football players.
Is it taking off? Is it working?
We had a good year. Just 2018 was really, really good, and then started 2019 really good, and then kind of quieted down a bit, picked up, and then obviously this is kind of just put the brakes on it a bit. But it's starting to pick up now again. A lot of players, we get a lot of players, and that's the thing. A lot of football players get involved. It's just obviously people are panicking at the moment, so we're getting the team try to help them out with it. So. But it's picking up again, so it's good. It's something I enjoy doing it. So it's, but I'm still concentrating fully on football. I've still got a few more years, I think. I'm also trying to get back to my fitness. What I was like at Peterborough, that was the fittest I've ever been. So that's the plan at the moment. And I'm going to speak to a couple of clubs Monday. So see what happens there. It's just unpredictable. Teams can't really. There'll never be any money there anymore. So it's just basically about kind of going somewhere I'll play.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back later in the week with another episode of the Let It BRFC podcast. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the episode today, please share it with your friends, family and followers. And we'll speak to you soon.